Welcome to Minutes of Movies, and today I'll be talking about a movie named Hereditary. Ari Aster's feature directorial debut, Hereditary, is a 2018 American psychological horror film written and directed by him. Annie Graham, a miniature artist, lives with her therapist husband Steve, their 16-year-old son Peter, and their 13-year-old daughter Charlie. The family shows up for Annie's mother Ellen's burial. Ellen was emotionally aloof. The large crowd that has shown their surprises Annie. When Charlie was born, and Ellen started to play a bigger role in Annie's upbringing, Annie revealed she and her mother had a tense relationship. Steve does not inform Annie of the phone call he receives informing him that unidentified perpetrators vandalized Ellen's cemetery. When Peter gets invited to a party, Annie insists on Charlie accompanying him. The siblings pass a telephone pole with an esoteric insignia etched into it on their way to the party. Charlie, who has a severe nut allergy, is left alone at the party by Peter, and she consumes chocolate cake that was sliced with a knife used to chop walnuts, causing her to have anaphylactic shock. When Peter swerves to avoid a dead deer lying in the road, Charlie leans out the window for air as he drives her to the hospital and is severed from her head by the sigil telephone pole. Peter leaves Charlie's headless body in the back seat of his car as he goes home, which Annie discovers. Joan in the support group becomes friends with Annie. Annie learns how to conduct a séance with Charlie thanks to Joan. Annie persuades her family to try the séance later that evening. When Annie speaks in Charlie's voice, things start to move and crash, and Peter is frightened until Steve pours water on her. Annie believes Charlie's spirit has turned spiteful and demonic as Peter starts to experience paranormal activity. She tosses Charlie's sketchbook into the fireplace after noticing images in it that appear to be threatening Peter. But as she pulls the book away from the flames, her clothes also catch fire along with the book. When Annie goes through her mother's old possessions, she comes across a photo album in which Ellen is depicted as Queen Lee, the coven's leader, and Joan is one of her followers. The demon king Paimon, who seeks to take over a male host's body, is described in another novel. Paimon's summoner will be rewarded with riches and benefits. Annie discovers Ellen's body and mysterious symbols in the attic. Joan shows up as Peter is outside of his school and makes an effort to drive the Demon King's spirit from his body. Peter suddenly loses control in class and bangs his head against the desk. Since she can't bring herself to kill herself, Annie tells Steve about her connections to the book and begs him to burn it. She throws the book into the fire after he declines, only for Steve to catch fire and burn to death. Annie screams in shock, but when Paimon takes control of her, she loses all emotion. Peter wakes at night and discovers his father's burned body. He then soon observes one of the naked coven members standing in a nearby doorway as they start to congregate both inside and outside the house. Then, a possessed Annie chases the man around the house. Peter, who is trying to get away in the attic, sees Annie severing her own head off with a piece of piano wire and leaps from the attic window, probably to his death. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked this video, then do share it with the other cinephiles out there, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button.